Tonight or what?
Yeah, we are gonna party.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Hello, Lashy Kids and Driving Mutants. How is your week going? We made it to another Friday. Let me put that way. There we go. Let's see what's up in the chat. Tony says Bluetooth headphones and microwaves don't agree with each other. I had to move far across the damn room. Oh yeah, that happens. That happens when you try to use your Bluetooth headset near a microwave. I don't know the technological fix for that or why that happens, but I do notice that does happen. Okay, let's see here. Let me get my stuff set up because we have a gang of trailers to get into this week, and it was very hard not watching the trailers. I did see some teaser, like little GIFs and things on Twitter, and then I saw like 30-second spots. So these aren't going to be like completely cold watching, but Fomiki Latte says, hey, Fomiki Latte, so glad to see you here today. Trash Picture says pimp tweet ahoy, and thank you so much. And I apologize for making this stream so late because I originally wanted to do it at 4:00 so that more people from the UK would get a chance to participate, but I just couldn't pull my stuff together by 4:00, so that's why it's at 7. But next week I do plan on doing some earlier streams, some possibly as early as 10 or 11 in the morning. Eastern Standard Time. So that would be, I'm trying to time it so that it's 4 o'clock UK time. So that would be counting back 5 hours. Yeah, it'd be about 11 o'clock in the morning. So if I do an 11 o'clock in the morning stream Eastern, it should be about 4 o'clock UK time. Tony says, like the shirt, you get 4 stars this week. You look great all week. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Lorgen says, hey, Lady Shasha and my horror family. That is what's up. Okay, so let me get my stuff set up. How I'm going to borrow something from Jay. Jay is I guess the originator, I would say, of the Hood podcast. And he, has invited Royama, Chris, and me to join him. And he does a great thing on his social media that I want to borrow for today. He calls it mental health check. So I'm going to do that here too. Shout out to Jay. Mental health check for everyone. How are you all feeling? Toneman says, hey, Lorgen, how's the cocaine high? Toneman says he's right as rain. Fomenki Latte says, I'm good. Lorgen says, I feel good. All right, that is good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, while I'm waiting for everyone to come into the room, do you guys mind if I do a little update? Do you remember when we talked about the young lady that Orphan may have been modeled after? There is an update. This is from, let me check the date on this. I don't see the date. Hang on just a second. I might have to back out to see the date. It's from 2 years ago. But let's see while we're waiting for more people to come. And this will also serve as a sound test. Thank you for being so patient with me. I know I'm not super fast with this yet. I think better do it this way. No, I think I like it better that way. Yeah, I'll do it that way. Okay.
About an Indiana couple charged with abandoning their adopted daughter who has a rare form of dwarfism. They say she's really an adult con artist who threatened them. And now the adopted daughter is speaking out for the first time in an exclusive interview with Dr. Phil. He's going to join us live after this report from Paula Ferris.
I guess it comes down to whether or not you are an evil psychopath demon child that's come over here to murder everybody.
Goddamn, Phil, what the fuck? Sorry. He had to start out like that? Really? Call her a demon child psychopath? But anything for sensationalism. Yeah, Marty says, didn't her foster parents abandon her and now charge? Yep, that's... Oh, thank you, Tony Man. Good catch. I have to remember that. Jeez. Let's do... Wait. Slightly faster. We'll try that. Good catch. Thank you so much.
This morning, Natalia Barnett, the girl at the center of that adoption scandal, is speaking out for the first time.
There's been a lot of controversy, obviously, about your age because of the family that you were with before. How old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16?
Yes.
Her former adoptive parents, Michael and Kristen Barnett, are now facing jail time after being charged with neglect for allegedly abandoning Natalia.
They say that you scammed them, that you lied about your age.
Minky Latte, so true. Dr. Phil, don't be helping nobody. Also, he lost his license to practice medicine years ago because he did It's something to do with inappropriate behavior towards a patient. I don't know whether it was because he had a relationship with a patient or he sexually harassed a patient. I don't know the details, but he lost his license to practice medicine a long, long time ago.
Age and came over here and terrorized them.
It's not true at all.
They both pleaded not guilty and say they believed she was 6 years old when they adopted her in 2010, but soon after.
Sorry to keep pausing it, but I don't want to speak over it. Basic Autumn Queen came in. She says hello and hello to everyone. And Basic Autumn Queen, before I get into the trailers, I'm just doing an update on a conversation we had either last week or the week before last about the young lady that may have been the inspiration for the movie Orphan. They interviewed her, and she's saying that she's 16 years old.
They began questioning Natalia's age.
The Marion County Superior Court ruled that her birth year would be changed from 2003 to 1989, effectively changing her from 8 to 22 years old.
Michael Barnett recently told us Natalia was trying to harm them.
Natalia would do things like place clear thumbtacks on the stairs face up, so that when we would walk up the stairs, we would be stepping on thumbtacks to pain and injure ourselves.
But Natalia, who suffers from a rare form of dwarfism, is now sharing her side of the story with Dr. Phil.
Why did they want to get rid of you so badly?
I don't know. I just know that a lot of stuff happened and Christine started questioning my age.
Natalia, who spoke with her new adoptive parents by her side, maintains that she never lied about her age.
They claim that they did bone scans and all that. I don't remember going through a bone scan. I remember going through a bone scan in Michigan.
And the bone scan in Michigan said she was 14.
I even have paperwork saying that.
And says she never tried to harm the Barnetts.
Did you ever stand at the foot of their bed, around their bed, in their room, watch them sleep with a knife in your hand?
No, never.
Did you ever want to stab them?
No.
For Good Morning America, Paul.
I can't take it. This is where I'm gonna end it.
ABC News, New York.
Thanks, Paul, for that. We're
So is she joined later in here? No, this is the rest of the video is just him interviewing Dr. Phil. And we all know Dr. Phil ain't worth a damn, so we don't need to listen to anything he has to say. Back to the comments. On Ween Queen says, hello, everyone. Lordran says, is he even a real doctor? He at one point he was, but he does not have a license to practice medicine. Based on what he says, oh, wow. Tony says, Dr. Phil is as much a doctor as that Jill Biden is. I digress. I don't know her background. I don't know what her PhD is in, but I don't have any thoughts on that because I don't have enough information to formulate an opinion. Let's normalize saying that. Everyone wants to give a hot take. Let's normalize saying, I don't have enough information to comment on that. Let's normalize saying that. It's okay to not know. Lauren says 16 when? Exactly 16 now or earlier? Well, this was 2 years ago, so she's 18 now. If that's her correct age. But Tony says thumbtacks, use Lego pieces, won't be charged. I don't mess with Dr. Phil. Exactly. Didn't Oprah put him on? Yeah, she put him on. She put on that guy that wrote that, what was it, 1,000 pieces or 1,000,000 little pieces book that he made up. It was supposed to be his autobiography, but he made up all the stories in it. Like Oprah's done some missteps. She's done a lot of good, but she's also done a lot of missteps too. So there's like, I feel ambivalent about her because just growing up in America, seeing a Black woman on television achieve what she's achieved, I can't take that away from her. But I do see the messed up stuff she does, and her being buddy, chummy with Weinstein is not good either. Like there's a lot of weirdness there. Marty says Phil has a license to spout shite. Dice Roland, hey Dice Roland, I'm so glad you're here. I watched your channel. It's so nice to sort of meet you. Shout out to that. I don't know if you have seen Dice Roland's channel. They do pretty much like, it's more than just a review. Sometimes it's a breakdown, and then sometimes it's like a top 10 list of things that you didn't catch, but definitely check them out. Marty says, yo, Dice. Tony Man says, without Dr. Phil, we'd never get Bad Baby. This is true. This is true. I still remember him saying, when she said, catch me outside, how about that? And he said, who are you talking to? And she said, the hoes in the audience. And he said, the audience are hoes? That will never not be funny. Dice says, hello to Trash Picture Show. And hello to me. Yes, I appreciate that immensely. Bless you. Well, bless you too. I'm happy that you're here, and I'm happy for your content. Keep up the good work. Lordran says, I'm from Chicago, and Oprah can't walk these streets without security. Yeah. She's got a lot of like negativity around the things that she has put forth. So I wonder if I don't know whether that is what helps her with her success, but they say you can't become a billionaire and have clean hands. All right, let me get into these now that we're all in the room. Let's get into some of these trailers. I have made a playlist I got to find. There we go. There's my playlist. Try to make things, streamline things so it's easier for me. I'm going to pause that, change the speed on this one. Okay, the playback speed's already changed. That is what's up. Let's make myself small and the picture big. The first one is called Deep Fear, and it's a French horror movie. Hold on. Foamiculite says, we wrong for laughing at her. Lordran says, Oprah's not from 63rd. Oh, I get that. I feel like Captain America. I get that reference from that. I can't remember the rap song where the guy kept on saying he's from 64th. He's not from 63rd. Y'all people who are younger than me probably know who that is. I'm an old lady. I shouldn't even know who that is, but I do. Dice Roland says, I shall certainly do my best, and the same to you with your channel. Perhaps sometime in the future we can do some collabing. Oh, I'm totally down for that. Let me know anytime. Completely down. All right, where was I? Deep Fear. Okay, the French horror film. Subtitles and closed captions. I don't know if they... well, we'll see if it's in English. Who knows? Oh, there are subs.
Bienvenue à la petite ceinture, les gars. En dessous des égouts, il y a le métro. Et en dessous du métro, il y a le Graal. Les catacombes. Il y a personne de costaud.
Oh, we're going into the catacombs.
Bienvenue dans les catacombes. Pas mal.
C'est quoi cet endroit?
Incroyable. Énorme. Oui. C'est un monde libre en dessous, hein. Pas de règles. C'est pas normal, ça. Ça appartient à personne. Du coup, c'est un peu chacun pour soi. C'est ce qui fait le charme, le danger, l'inconnu.
C'est qui ça?
C'est quoi, putain? Elle est où la sortie? Touche pas à cette porte!
I like that they didn't. Oops. I hope I didn't. Hold on. I'm going to go to this one and then pause it. There. Hard to see if that's lit up. Okay. I like that they didn't make the trailer too long. That is like the perfect length of a trailer. Dice says, never a good idea to go into the Paris catacombs. I wouldn't go just for the sheer number of like bone, because I know there's a part of it where it's human bones and skulls, and that's got to have some bad mojo there. Or dark underground tunnel in general. Yes, I was surprised to find out that we have a lot of tunnels in the U.S. that are abandoned, and then a lot of them are over 100 years old or maybe 200 years old. So I mean, it says, I already like this. When does it come out? It didn't say. It didn't say. Unless somebody caught that. Did anybody catch a release date? What I'll do is at the end, when we finish watching all the trailers, I'll go back and look for the release date. Also, I made a playlist with all these trailers. So if you want to go back to look for them, just go on my channel and go under playlists. And the playlist is called Horror Trailers 2022. But it does look like it's going to be kind of gory, which I like. It's giving kind of a feel of, I don't know, not so much like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type movie, like a Frontiers, if you remember Frontiers, that kind of type movie. I know she's from the south side of hell. You're still talking about Oprah. Dice says, oh yeah, there's tunnels we don't know about, just speaking on the old speakeasy places. Yes, during Prohibition they used those tunnels a lot. And Dice says, actually there was an insane asylum near my childhood home that had underground tunnels. They filled them with cement years ago though. Wow. I have heard of that too in the asylums. I don't know where I've heard that, but I have heard that. And hospitals, not just asylums, but just regular hospitals have a tunnel system. And also some of these really, really old universities like Yale and Harvard have underground tunnel systems too. And of course, Disney has underground tunnel systems, but those are fairly new. I mean, fairly new as in like they're probably 70 years old, but fairly new as in not 200 years old. Tony Man says, what's the name again? I'm trying to look it up. The movie was called Deep Fear. All right, y'all ready for the next one? The next one is called House of Darkness, and it says it's a Bram Stoker reimagining. Dice says the Disney tunnels, we need a horror movie about that. Yes, and the ghosts of Disney. They say that there's ghosts in the park. All right, let's get into this one.
How about we tell each other stories?
I'm just not very good at telling stories.
Oh, come on. I love stories.
All right. This guy meets this amazing girl. Should another ride? I'm happy to. They drive back to her place.
I'm sorry, but every time Justin Long is in a horror movie, it's always something bad happens to somebody. First, it was Jeepers Creepers, and then Drag Me to Hell. Oh, Tusk. I guess he's a certified scream king now. Okay.
Mansion in the woods.
We have several of these estates. Does that make sense?
You're rich. And then they kiss. Eddie's never kissed before.
You could do anything you wanted to me. Make me disappear.
What do you mean?
You're not married, are you?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
What's that? Is somebody here?
Not that I know of. Let's play a game.
I want to play a game.
Let's play. Lucy, hello.
Bram Stoker's.
Just the two of us.
You still don't understand what's going on, do you?
Understand what? Oh my God. I'm tired. I'm gonna go home.
No, you're not.
Hold on, is this supposed to be another retelling of Dracula? Because her name was Lucy. Now, if his name is it John that went to Dracula's castle? I'm thinking it might be John. Welcome to the dark side, K-Man. Hey, what's up, Selena? She says hello to everyone. Dice is saying hello. And Justin Long could be the next Sean Bean, a walking spoiler. Yeah. Lorden says, Tusk was effed up. I'm still dramatized. Yeah, the ending of it when he was crying, I felt so bad for him. It's a retelling of Dracula with the focus on Dracula's brides. Ah, I could see that. I didn't catch his name, but if she called him John or Jonathan Harker, then it's definitely a Dracula movie.
Is that how it ends?
Who said anything about ending?
Oh, that sounds... The House of Darkness. That looks promising. I think it could be good. What do y'all think?
I
think you might be.
Gotta pause there. What do y'all think of House of Darkness? I think it looks promising. Especially, I like when vampires are scary again. I like that. It's about time. Of course, we do need to. Well, we have had a couple cool werewolf movies, but they're so spread out. I mean, the last ones I saw that were really good were Howl. The Wolf of Snow Hollow was good. Can't think of another like recent werewolf movie. Good Manners was an interesting movie. I think I wouldn't say it was great, but it wasn't bad either. It was just okay. Good Manners was just okay. But for vampires, yeah, they needed to make a scary comeback. Okay. Flomiki Latte says, I saw a video of Disney's ghosts walking around. I think Disney World. Don't know how real it was. They also say that there's ghosts in the park of the people that have died in the park, because there have been people that have, died from rides or drowning or just different things like that. Tony Man says, I heard her call him Peter or Pieter. Well, then he's definitely not Jonathan Harker then. Excuse me. Look good. I give it a shot. By the way, Welcome to the Dark Side just recently posted a video about upcoming horror movies on Shudder. I shared it on my timeline, so definitely check that out. I feel like I have something in my eyes. Oh, Tony Man said Dog Soldiers. Yeah, that was a good werewolf movie too. A modern werewolf movie. Dice says same. Someone did mention that it could be the reuse of tape for security cameras, so actual person walking around transferred to the new recording. Yeah, I think they call that double exposure, but it could be mistaken. Now, this story, are you guys familiar with the Silent Twins? Because this is a true story of the Silent Twins. I think they were in England, but it's very, very, very creepy, like true crime type story between these two young ladies. Wait, there's two more. Dice says, true, there are other ghost stories for Disney parks. Don't forget about the people who spread their loved ones' ashes at the attractions. I didn't know that was a thing. Yikes. Wow. I did not know that was a thing. Tony says, oh man, that name went over your head. What We Do in the Shadows. Oh, you're talking about Peter from the basement and What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, that joke did go completely over my head. And that's like one of my new favorite shows is What We Do in the Shadows. And my new favorite character has got to be Laszlo. Like now I'm watching season 4. It's like I like him the most. Although I like all the vampires and what's his name? Colin Robinson has grown on me a lot. Like his whole story arc really grew on me. Lordran says, I heard of the Silent Twins. Very sad. Yes, it is. Dice says, there's a code among employees at Disney parks for when someone does that. Typically, it's at the Pirates of the Caribbean or a haunted mansion. Dice says, I'll shut up with my macabre Disney trivia now. I still love it. I love that you are a wealth of information because I just love people like that because I have a lot of information, not so much on macabre, but I have other wheelhouses, so I can appreciate you totally. Tony Man says to Dice, how do you know so much? Well, if you watch their channel, I mean, they do breakdowns, so it's kind of like what they do is to find out information about a lot of things. Okay, I'm going to start this trailer on well, let me read this last comment and then I'll start the trailer. Okay. Mickey Latte says they're still using tape. I heard about the ashes thing. And sheer curiosity in storing weird bits of trivia over the years. Laughing. Okay, let's see how they portrayed the Silent Twins.
Might be a bad influence on each other. Hello, June. Hello, Jennifer. I've recorded some questions here, and I've left enough space for you to answer. What do you think of your new school?
Which do you like better? Sunshine or rain?
How was your day, girls?
He spoke to me and then it was just less and less, you know?
If there's something you want to communicate, you best say it now.
Jennifer, June, how would you describe your personalities?
I think you might be a bad influence on each other. It might be an idea to split you up for a while.
We will move the girls into special education.
I won't say anything.
We'll get them to talk, yes.
Guilty or not guilty?
You need to take care of it because he say
You
something.
best say it now.
How do you plead?
They shall be institutionalized indefinitely.
If you were telling your story, how would it begin?
In order to write a good book, you need to feel it, to be inspired.
Right now.
I can't bear life without my sister. It's brought a new awakening in me. I can reach out and touch the stars. I can see the galaxy. Can't go back to the empty days before we found out. I feel as though I'm swimming in a pool. I taste the bittersweet smell of salt. It's like God gave me a chance. A chance to prove who I really am.
If we have time later, I'll find a little clip of the real life silent twins. Excuse me. Dice says, yeah, I'm curious about the tape use myself. I could be wrong. It could be a different type of physical stuff. Marty says, just sub to Welcome to the Dark Side. That's what's up. Tony says, I try to watch paranormal caught on tape, and I end up laughing because most footage looks like Final Cut and fishing wire. I agree with that. After a while, you pick up on things that are staged/fake. I get that totally. Welcome to Dark Side says thank you to Marty, and Tony Man says looks all right. What is a horror movie? I couldn't tell. Yeah, well, I guess the horrific part is in the true story. They kept at one point when they were institutionalized, if I recall correctly, the twins were saying that one of them had to die in order for the other one to be free. And what the scene where you saw them in a courtroom, it was because they committed arson, but I don't know what building they burned down, but that's how they ended up institutionalized. They committed an arson, and rather than being put in jail, they were put in a mental facility, and they kept on telling their caregivers that one of them had to die. And eventually one of them did die. I don't know whether it was that one sister killed the other or whether they agreed who was going to commit suicide. But after one of them passed, the other one started speaking again, and she became I think she wrote several books. It was just a really, really interesting story. Dice says, I didn't know they made a movie on the Silent Twins. I don't know very much about them, but I know of them. I'm curious. All right, we're going to roll into the next one, which is going to be Pearl, I think, right? Yeah, we're going to watch Pearl. It was so hard for me to avoid this trailer to wait until today to watch it. Let me check the speed. Okay, it's still like that. Good. Although I'm still hoping that I don't get dinged because the music in these trailers might also get you a copyright claim.
Please, Lord, make me the biggest star the world has ever known, so that I make it far, far away from this place.
Now, caring for your family during these times is admirable, but you only get one take at this life.
If only they would just die.
Pardon?
Nothing. I want to be special, dancing up on the screen like the pretty girls in the pictures.
I will not let you leave this farm again.
Oh, I don't like them hurting the duck.
Rumor has it they only take one gal to town.
We're looking for someone with X Factor.
Has to be me.
How about a film nobody else has seen?
Is it legal?
Will be eventually.
I know what I've done. Bad things. Terrible, awful, murderous things. I want to be loved from as many people as possible. The truth is, I'm not really a good person.
I hope they didn't just show us all the best parts of the movie, because I feel like maybe they showed a little too much. Tony Man says, I hope you have my request at the ready. Yes. I did forget to load that one. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get it though. I can't believe I forgot to put that in this. Did I forget? Yes, I did forget to add it on there. Okay, I'm going to add it. Hold on. Oh, I didn't read this one. Sam, I'm curious as well, especially when it's based on a true story. DMC is in the house. Hey, what's up? DMC says, evening, Shasha. Bonjour, Dice. Marty says, A24, different horror genres, slasher, supernatural, pretentious as fuck. Yes, yeah, I have to agree they are pretentious. DMC says, Marty sent me this way. I appreciate, see, this is why I appreciate you so much. You don't even understand. And I appreciate you being here, DMC. I appreciate everybody being here. Tony Man says, I saw this in my suggestion. She was holding an axe, so I thought A24 made a Lizzie Borden remake. No, actually, Pearl is a prequel to X. Pearl is the character in X that was the elderly woman in the farmhouse. If anyone hasn't seen it yet. And DMC says, hey, Marty. All right. Give me one moment. I'm going to correct that because Tony Man did text me about this trailer and I totally forgot to add it to this playlist. So I'm going to pull it up now. Let me see if there's a full trailer or only a teaser. Because the first thing came up with a teaser. Yeah, I think it's just a teaser. That's okay. I'm going to add it. Okay, let's see here. I'm reloading my list so it'll update. It's taking a moment. My internet is mad slow. There we go. Let me see that it added. Geez, my internet is super duper duper slow. Hang on just a moment. Okay, there we go. Let me see, did it add it to the end? Yes, it added it. Okay, cool. All right, I have a couple more before I get to Tony Man's request. Let me cue this one up. The next two are for TV series. Thank y'all for being patient with me. No, I think I want to make myself smaller, make the screen bigger. There we go. Full Mickey Latte says, did she smash a scarecrow? It looked like something exploded, but I'm not sure what it was that exploded. Tony Man says, shit, now I have to watch Pearl. Okay, so this one is Interview with a Vampire. Is going to be a TV series now, apparently.
I was being hunted.
Please, he's in my head. Fuck.
The year was 1910. New Orleans. You could say I managed and operated a diversified portfolio of enterprises.
Dear God, I hope you got the letter and I pray you can make it better down here.
I was being hunted,
I don't need to be
and I was completely unaware it was happening.
I've been watching you for some time now, Louis. I can swap this life of shame. Swap it out for a dark gift. You just have to ask me for it.
I wonder if that's supposed to be Claudia. Okay. Thank you for understanding. Dice says, I totally understand slow internet. Yeah, it just happens off and on. Fomiculite says, nah, smash as in hunching on the scarecrow. Oh, I did not even catch that. I just assumed it was a person. I literally assumed that was a person she was hunching on, not a scarecrow. My mind wouldn't accept that. If you say that's what you saw, then that's probably what it was. Lorden says AMC got the rights to all the Anne Rice material, so Vamp shows forever. Well, maybe they can do a show for Feast of All Saints, and it'd be very difficult for them to do another Queen of the Damned because Aaliyah is Aaliyah. I mean, it'd be very difficult to find someone else to play Akasha. Like I'm trying to think of who could play Akasha. It had to be somebody unknown. But yeah, I'm already seeing in the Twitter streets some people having an issue with Louis not being white anymore, and like it kind of in the story it kind of doesn't really matter in New Orleans because New Orleans has a very interesting history, especially when it comes to people of color. There were, especially in during this time period, it was a place where some people of color could live a lot better than, say, 1910 Mississippi or even 1910 New York. There was a little bit more freedom. However, there is also a little weird dynamic where there were some people of color that actually inherited the land of their slave master parent. Like literally it was a place where a biracial person, if their father or grandfather was a plantation owner, they actually might pass that land down to that biracial child. That was not something that happened in other southern states or even other places in Louisiana besides New Orleans. New Orleans is a very, very unique situation when it comes to race and racial classification. It's very, very interesting. You have to read up on that. Don't ever think that the way things were in Mississippi or New York or California is comparable to the way they were in New Orleans, because New Orleans is super, super unique. Okay, I read that one. And that old movies, the way they talk and dress, but that's my opinion. Yeah, some people are not for period pieces. For me, it depends on what it is. Because I really enjoyed Kingdom, and that's a period piece, but that goes back like 1,000 years period piece. Also, people forget the Conan the Barbarian movies. That is a period. That is a period of time. That was before, knights and before colonization and before, like, that time period was before all that, before countries were even countries. They can get the girl from Dr. Sleep. I think she can kill it. Oh, yeah. That little girl. Dice says, I truly don't understand people getting upset over whether not a fictional character is POC. In this case, what's important is the drama of vampirism and the gay. Yes, this is true too. And I heard that they are going to not shy away from that, because in the movies, they kind of almost dance around the, I want to say, like, from the book series, Lestat, I think he's like super, super gay, but I think Louis was more versatile. I think Louis would probably fall into more bisexual category, but Lestat definitely. And I think in the movies they danced around that, but I think what I'm hearing is from the AMC series, they're not going to dance around that anymore. They're going to be more authentic to what the novelization is, and I'm here for it. Lorden says, I think it's the black and white look. And Tonyman says, was Beastmaster a period piece? Probably, because I think it would take place. I think Beastmaster takes place around the same time as like Conan the Barbarian. Beastmaster is actually, I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think Beastmaster was one of those movies that tried to capitalize on the Conan the Barbarian popularity, because there was, after that movie dropped in the early 80s, I want to say 1982, there was like a whole bunch of like barbarian movies that were trying to capitalize off the popularity of that movie. I remember The Sword and the Sorcerer. There was another movie that was just simply called Sorceress. There was those twins that play barbarians. I can't remember what the name of that movie was, but I just remember these muscle-bound twins playing barbarians. There was Krull. There was just a whole like slew of barbarian type movies, and I'm wondering if Beastmaster was also one of those. Dice says, I'm always here for some bi-vampire action. Yes.
That's before I have sinned. I lay down with the devil, and I can't think nothing anymore. Lord, help me. I am weak. I want to die.
You don't fear me, Louis. You fear yourself.
I ask the questions, you answer the questions. Anything that can't be verified, I send to my researcher. So, how long have you been dead?
I can see one issue that people are going to have with this, and that's the accents. They never get the New Orleans accents right, and it's a hard accent to mimic. It truly, truly is. And I want to say that actor, we last saw him playing Grey Worm in Game of Thrones. I don't know why I blanked for a second there. He was Grey Worm on Game of Thrones, and I'm if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a British actor, so he might have some difficulty trying to pass that New Orleans accent. Where did I leave off? The only thing I liked in Beastmaster was his ferrets. Lorden says, my vampires shine like diamonds when the sun hits them, damn it. I will allow you to have that. If that's what you love, that's what you love. I won't take that away from you. That is funny though. Tonyman says, I do like the vampire slow exposing and that switchblade quickness like True Blood. Yes. Yeah, well, in the book series, Anne Rice, I'm sure I have her back here somewhere. There she is. She says that they move in a preternatural way that's super, super fast, and even the human eye is hard to see. Tonyman says teeth. Okay, what's the next one? It's a TV series. The reason why I have this shirt on, if you know me, you could probably guess what it is.
Whatever happened to Chucky?
Gee, where the hell are you? You're the only one I can talk to about what really happened.
It's been a really tough year. Are you as happy as you made me?
Who is this? And why the hell are you calling?
To make sure you're home.
Miss Cross, Mr. Evans, and Mr. Wheeler. Do you know why you're here? I know your history. It's just a doll.
That's the same actor that was playing the dad and the uncle. Devin Sawa. If you notice, let me see if I can roll it back a pinch. Yeah, that's the same actor. They cut his hair, but I like that. I like when they do that. They did that in Hatchet, where they killed the same actor 3 times. Although I'm not a huge fan of the Resident Evil series, they did kill Michelle Rodriguez 3 times, and I like her character so much. I don't know why they kept killing her. But yeah, I'm glad to see Devin Sawa back.
It's just a doll.
When get to start stabbing people.
No matter what, he's gonna come for us again.
Oh, I hate that doll. And the epiphany to get what's coming to her.
Glenda, come to Mama.
I told you.
Godmother of Hail Mary, Jesus.
This is for Kyle.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna pray?
I told you when I was reviewing the Chucky season 1, I told you that they were setting up for Glenda to come back, and nobody believed me. They said, why would they bring Glenda back? They brought Glenda back. Torment says, Chucky. Selena says, I need to finish Chucky season 1. Oh yeah, you got to finish it. It's really, really good. Torment says 4. I think he was also on Victor Crowley. Also, he died 4 times. DMC says, not long ago, watched Final Destination with Devin. So good to see him in something more recent. Yeah, the first like 3 episodes of Chucky, I didn't even realize that was him because he looks so grown up. Like I remember his teenage face, and he looks so grown up now. But yeah, it's good to see him in this. He did a great job playing a pair of twins that were really at first they started out seeming opposite in personality, and then you saw more similarities in their personalities as the season went on. But he did a good job with that. But this is why I have my Chucky shirt on. I have my Chucky doll here. I love Chucky so much you don't even understand. And I'm so glad that Glenda are going to be there. And I love the license plate that said they, them. Although my theory was that the science teacher with the red hair was Glenda. And that Glenn was going to show up at a different point. But that scene might have been a flashback. So my theory might still hold that the science teacher is Glenda and that they are going to introduce an adult Glenn. But I think that the scene with with Tiffany and Glenda, I think it might be a flashback. And I like that they're in a private school. I think I would have to drop out of school because ain't no way. Yeah, going through Chucky killing everybody's parents. Yeah, realistically, these kids would be in therapy. They would, in this day and age, if this was like the 70s or 80s, I could see them being shipped to private school. But in current day where people understand trauma, they would be in therapy. Well, did they have one scene with a therapist? I think they did have a scene with a therapist. So I misspoke. Forgive me. They did have a scene with a therapist. But yeah, I'm excited for Chucky. Let me see. Is there more? Oh, there's more. Wait, let me play.
Just looking at me is scary enough to give you a heart attack? Oh my God, thank you.
That's messed up. That is messed up. He was blaspheming.
Subscribe, damn it. I'll be back. I always come back, and so should you moron.
I like that subscribe, damn it. Survivors of horror movies equals therapy. Yes. All right, now I'm gonna play the trailer that Tony Man had sent to me. Here, let me do like this so they can be a surprise. It's a teaser, not a full trailer, so it's only 1 minute and 36 seconds, but this is what he texted me.
God, good help is so hard to find. I might have to just fire you right now. Show me your work. Work, bitch, work.
Walla? We're trying to make a difference in America by bringing joy to people.
Everyone's talking about this wine, the Amityville wine. They say it's from Amityville, and they're saying that it's cursed.
Yeah, that's not coming to cinemas. No, that was terrible. that that was a very long minute and 36 seconds. It's possible that it could pass over the threshold of being so bad that it's good. That's what I would hope for, but it looks really, really bad. And I'm going to see if I can freeze frame it on the name of the movie. Amityville Karen is the name of the movie. Horror Retrospective says, I wish trauma was better understood. Society still has a long way to go. I agree. There's still people that are against therapy, against recognizing trauma, against allowing people to heal. It's bad. Also, check out Horror Retrospective's channel. She also makes awesome content. Like, I'm always going to shout out people that are in here that make great content, because I feel like the horror community is so cool, and I have felt very welcomed by it, and I always will appreciate that. Dice agrees. DMC says, hello, retro horror. Marty says, yo, Kara. Hi, DMC. Okay, everybody's saying hello. This is great. DMC says, Jesus Christ, another movie with Amityville in the title. Please stop this. Yeah, I think this makes it 33 Amityville movies. Dice says, Amityville Karen, please, mercy. Like, y'all gonna have to pay me to watch that. I don't know whether I will do that one, just of my own accord. Tony says, I found that because I was trying to find a trailer for Amityville Shark. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard of Amityville Shark. I can't do another bad Amityville trailer today. I can't. This is taking all my energy. No, can't do it. Selena says, oh Lord, no, LOL, not another Karen movie. Although the first Karen movie was unintentionally funny. Like, I know it's meant to be like a thriller, but it was more funny than anything. Dice says, next year we shall have an Amityville Chad. Yeah, that should be the natural counterpart to Amityville Karen. Well, Mickey Latte says, looks like a low-budget softcore film. Not that I know anything about that. Horror Retro says, we need an Amityville laundromat. Yeah, I could see that. Hey, Chris is in the building. Hey, Chris. Chris says, 2022 Year of the Karen. Yeah. There's a whole channel on YouTube. What's it called? Karens in the Wild. It's pretty hilarious. And they've been able to find Karens everywhere, even in Australia. Antonio Man says, hey, Chris. And Marty says, Amityville COVID. Guarantee it. Oh, God. They need to stop. They need to outlaw people using the Amityville title for anything else. Nothing else. Okay, I found one of those trailer compilation things. Where is it? I thought I added it to this list. There it is. Let's see. It's got a red line underneath it, even though I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched 2 seconds of the beginning of it.
First.
Look like a local you?
Don't you love how it does that? It had a red line, like I watched this whole thing, and I watched just the very beginning of it, and then I saved it to watch later. Okay, but if it's my channel, people have to watch a certain amount before I get that view. I see you, YouTube, but then I'm not a movie studio with pull. Horror Retro says COVIDville. Chris says, hi, Shasha, Tony Man in chat. Lorgen says, they already have Amityville Toilet. There's an Amityville Toilet? Like, I heard of the one that was Amityville Vibrator. I heard that one, but I did not hear about Amityville Toilet. And I heard, was it Amityville Jail, I think? DMC says, I think so, Marty. The studio's already greenlit it. Wow. Tony says, I tormented Lady Shasha sitting her Amityville in space. Yeah, that one was bad too. I refuse to believe that's even a real trailer. I think that's a fan-made something to be funny. I refuse to believe that's a real movie. Selena says hi to Chris, and Horror Retro says YouTube is creepy like that. Yeah. Yes, that is a real thing. I didn't see a trailer for it, but when I was initially going to review the Amityville series, and I said, well, let me look up how many Amityville movies there are. I was under the impression that there was only like 12 to 14 of them. Google showed me that there's well past 30, and that only, I think the first 5 to 7 are official Amityville sequels, and the rest are just other companies using the Amityville title. Because notice if it says Amityville Horror, it's like an official sequel, but if it says Amityville and some other, just add any other word from the dictionary, it's not part of that series. So that's how I found out that there was an Amityville vibrator. When I looked on, there's an actual Wikipedia page that has the Amityville movies listed. And that's when I decided, yeah, I'm not gonna cover the Amityville movies just yet, because I like to cover a couple times a year a full film series. Like so far, I've done, what was the first one I did? I think I did the Halloween series first. Then I did I do Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th first? I did them both in the same month last year. I'm looking forward to doing the Hellraiser. Well, I'm looking forward to completing the Hellraiser series as reviews, but I'm not looking forward to rewatching the Hellraiser movies past 4. I like, that's why I've been putting that one off, because like I want to do the Hellraiser series just so I've completed the series as far as reviewing, but that would mean that I'd have to rewatch Hellworld and Judgment, and I don't know what other ones that are just awful. Chris says, has someone done an Amityville marathon challenge yet? I don't know whether anyone has been able to do all 33 movies. I think it's 33. I could be mistaken. Bless that person if they're able to do it. I don't know. Maybe next year I'll build up the stamina. I don't know whether, I don't see myself doing that this year. Dice says, I keep forgetting about Amityville Vibrator, but I'm surprised every time I hear about it, probably block it from my memory. Now that we know of, not that we know of, said person may not have survived. Yeah, I did see someone trying to do an Amityville like marathon, but I'm pretty sure they stopped at like 14. I don't think they got even up to the 20th movie. But that was a couple years ago. So there's a YouTuber on here that directed 2 Amityville films, Amityville Karen and Amityville Bigfoot. I didn't know there was an Amityville Bigfoot. So there might be more than 33 movies. Put that on your wish list, Dice, for God's sake. You know what? Let me check something out here. I think that I had made a list. Let me see if I still have that list. I think I put it in Evernote. Selena says 30. Wow, that's crazy. Let me see if I find that Amityville list. I could swear that I made a list of the Amityville movies. There it is. 35. That's the number of movies I wrote. Are y'all ready? Let me read a few comments before I read my list. And the Amityville list keeps growing and growing. So I might have written down Amityville Bigfoot and completely forgot about it, because I see my list says 35. I swear that won't happen at DMC. Chris says hi to Selena. New here, Norin Rad 89. Welcome, Norin Rad. Norin says, Night of the Demons is amazing. I really enjoy the first 3, not the remake though. I do remember seeing the remake of Night of the Demons, but it didn't really stick with me, so I can't say whether it was good or bad. Because usually if something's really terrible, you remember it. And if something's really, really good, you remember it. But if something's just so-so, that's probably why I don't remember it. But yeah, I do love Night of the Demons. Especially Angela's dance scene. That's iconic. And the lipstick scene. And the fact that the black guy made it to the end. Tony Man says, you know about Amityville Karen, I bow to you. DMC says, Shasha, I have managed to watch all the Hellraiser films up to Judgment. That's the only one left for me to see. I did not finish Judgment. I watched the first 25 minutes. And when It had the three ladies in front of the trough. I was like, I tapped out, so I have to revisit it. I think Judgment's the last one. The one before Judgment is the one with the fat head, pinhead that was not Doug Bradley. Selena says, you are in for a treat if you watch all the Hellraiser. I just watched the whole franchise 3 weeks ago. It's been a while for me to rewatch them, but I definitely enjoy the first three the most, and I actually think the fourth one isn't so bad when you compare it to 5 through 10. Tommy says, I thought you and King were splitting the Amityville watching. Yeah, we did joke about that. I thought we were just joking, though. Dice says, I've watched all the Amityville movies up to the one where a grandma yeets a cursed lamp out the window. After that, I had to take a break. Lorgen says, I heard someone did it and went Amityville Asylum. Norton says, I think there is like 56 or 50. Don't tell me that. I counted 35. Tony T says the YouTuber's name is Cool Duder. Tony says, should they remake Night of the Comet or re-release? Re-release. Chris says that could be a good channel collab. Split them between a few channels. Yes. Yeah, I can't see doing it alone. It would be like my whole channel would become an Amityville channel. Dice says, share the suffering. Lordrin says, Night remake was okay. Night of the Demons, she means. Bob says, what trailer are we on? Right now, the trailer that I have queued up, I don't know. It's just a collection of trailers, so we actually have to watch it to see what trailers are included. But I will get back to it. Hold on. Mr. Dan and Horror. Oh, by the way, Bob, welcome back. Mr. Dan and Horror says, hello, I think they're really two different series, the Amityville Horror series and Amityville. Yeah, I was saying the original, I think I have them. Yeah, I have them listed here. The series and the unofficial series. I'll tell you which they are, because I did make a list sometime last year. We're on a great trailer for Amityville. Well, no, we just finished that. The trailer I have queued up is not Amityville Karen, but that's what we just finished watching. Horror Retro says, yes, that's that Sean fellow. Okay, well, on my list, this is what I came up with. The original series apparently is 10 movies, what I have written down. The Amityville Horror, 1979. Amityville 2, The Possession, 1982. Amityville 3D, 1983. Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes, 1989. The Amityville Curse, 1990. Amityville It's About Time, 1992. Amityville A New Generation, 1993. Amityville Dollhouse, 1996. Amityville Horror 2005 remake, and then Amityville The Awakening 2017. Those are all official Amityville movies. Now, the unofficial series are the Amityville Haunting, Amityville Asylum, Amityville Death House, Amityville Playhouse, aka the Amityville Theater, the Amityville Legacy, which is also called Amityville Toy Box, the Amityville Terror, Amityville No Escape, Amityville Evil Never Dies, or Amityville Clown House. It's got 2 titles. Amityville Exorcism, Amityville Prison, Amityville Mount Misery Road, The Amityville Murders, Amityville Island, Witches of Amityville Academy, The Amityville Harvest, and Amityville Poltergeist, The Amityville Moon, Amityville Cult, Amityville Vampire, Amityville Cop, Amityville in the Hood, which I did watch that one. I watched Amityville in the Hood. Amityville Scarecrow, Amityville Uprising, and then not on streaming but listed are Amityville Vanishing Point, Amityville Vibrator, and then the unreleased Amityvilles are Amityville Resurgent, that's supposed to come out 2022, Amityville Thanksgiving 2022, Amityville Hex, Amityville Bigfoot, Amityville Shark House, Amityville Apartment, Amityville Germany, Amityville Scarecrow 2, Amityville Conjuring, Amityville Where the Echo Lives, Amityville Ghosts, and I'm going to add Amityville Karen. Those are all greenlit or in production or in post-production Amityville movies, and that list says 35 on it so far. So yeah, that's not going to be something I can get through unless I do like just live streams about it. I'm not doing just reviews. Okay, Lordrin says, watch all the Amityville movies and your suffering will be legendary in hell. Shout out to Hellraiser for that quote. Dice says, so far I count 37 Amityville movies, but somehow I don't think that's all of them. Tony says, we need 35 Bad Ben movies. I'm all in. I don't know where he can go with it. I think there's, 10 of them now? Oh, by the way, did I tell you that the 10th movie is available only on his streaming platform? I think his streaming platform, is it called Bach? What's his name? Nigel Bach. If you go to his Twitter page, Nigel Bach, who's the writer, director, and star of Bad Ben movie series, he posted about his Roku channel, and that's like the only place you can see the newest Bad Ben movie, and he's charging $9.99 to see it. That's why I haven't seen it yet, because like $9.99, I'd rather buy the DVD than just rent it for $9.99. That's excessive. You heard that the Universal dropped Rob Zombie to Monster straight to Netflix. They know it's bad. That's where it belongs. Nobody's going to pay to see that in a movie theater. I'm sorry. I don't care how big of a Monsters fan you are. Bob says, did you look up the movie timeline video? I'm not sure what you're referring to. If it's something that you were talking about last week, I don't remember. You have to refresh my memory, please. Marty says, yo, gotta go ring Jen before I turn in. Work early in the morning. If I didn't, I'd stay longer. Always great fun. Well, I appreciate you because I know that you're all the way in Ireland and it's hella late there. So I appreciate you even popping in to share time with us. Thank you. And have a good day at work tomorrow. Tell Jen I said hello. Dice says, see you later to the Trash Picture Show. Everybody's saying later to Marty. Amityville in Space just came out. Yeah. Tony Man has sent me that trailer maybe a couple weeks ago. You forgot Amityville Shark. No, I did say Amityville Shark in here. House of Ash. Hey, welcome to stream. House of Ash says not Amityville in the Hood. Yes, there is an Amityville in the Hood. I think I watched it. Did I? I think I closed that note. I want to say I watched it on Amazon Prime. Although it could have been on Tubi. It feels like that's something that might have been on Tubi. All these Amityville just got to stop, Autumn Wing Queen says. Look at the Amityville list. I quit. Yeah, I took the time to compile that list to review those movies. And I even started checking off the ones that I watched, and I made it through the first 10, and then I was like, I got to tap out. So I think if I do the Amityville series, it'll probably only be just the official Amityvilles to start, and I'll have to revisit the other Amityvilles. DMC says, we don't want you broken, Dice. Yes. Bob says, Mount Misery Road is funny. It's just some footage a guy took with his wife who has a nice ass. You stop talking about Rob Zombie that way. I feel like that's it, that he's obsessed with his wife's butt. Like, we get way too many butt shots of Sherry Moon Zombie, and it's like, we get it. You love her butt, but not all of us love it. It's just okay. We know this because he has a song about it in the movie. Wow. Okay, let's jump into these other trailers and see what we think.
Who are you? I don't know how you would tell.
Oh, let me check the speeds on. Get kicked off here. Okay, we're good.
You ever seen anything like this, Bess?
This guy's insides have been shredded.
It's Dr. Cole Parsons, physics genius. He leased a place up at Lynx Creek about 15 months ago.
I gotta head up to Lynx Creek. I'm gonna need some transportation.
Did she say the guy's name was Dr. Cool Persons? That feels like a made-up name. Maybe that's a real name, but that sounds like a really, really made up name.
Something happened to this house since I last saw it. It's not the same.
Generator's up.
Let me see if I can get it running.
Okay. Oh, all right. I see his shadow there.
What is all this?
Black magic rituals. They are opening the gates to hell here. And I'm telling you.
Not the Zoom call of exposition. There's only one movie I accept that from, and that's Sinister. No more. Well, maybe because this is could have been made during the pandemic, but it's become a thing to have this Zoom call of exposition in horror movies.
Telling you, Parsons, he's at the center of it.
You're almost here.
What did you do?
Wait, did you see the executive producer? Hold up, back up. Slash, like Guns N' Roses Slash. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better about this. Because it's just my goodwill towards Slash. I don't know how y'all feel about Slash, but he's one of the all-time best guitarists best guitarists of all time. It's like Slash and Hendrix and Chuck Berry and Prince. And that guy that did the solo in Stairway to Heaven. I don't know his name. And wait, wasn't there a guy that the guy that did a solo in Eagles Hotel California? He's pretty good too. But yeah, I'm shocked and pleasantly surprised that Slash is executive producing. Dice says, laugh my ass off, too late, but doing that would be a new level. Chris says, eventually there will be an Amityville, the Amityville movie list movie. Yeah, the list itself is horrific. Rishado Ruisu. I'm going to say it. Rishado Ruisu, the God, says Rob Zombie's Monsters felt like it was trying to be bad, but I think Rob Zombie forget to actually make it funny. Mm-hmm. Tony Man says Slash. Yes, I think it's that Slash. Dice One says, can't say. I had Slash being on an executive producer for a horror movie. I can't say I had Slash being an executive producer for a horror movie on my 2022 bingo card. Tony says Glenn Frey. Glenn Frey is the one from the Eagles, right? Tony Man says we have Zombie, why not Slash? Yeah, and also the Foo Fighters made a horror movie. I don't know how many, probably last year, but I think it released like six months ago. And of course, Rob Zombie, he's been doing horror movies, and he was originally what was the name of his group? I want to say he did metal music, but I could be mistaken. I feel like he did metal music, and it was somebody remind me what the name of Rob Zombie's metal group was, because I don't remember it. If you're low budget and you get a Sean Phillips YouTube video explaining your baddie. If you're low budget, you get a Sean Phillips YouTube video explaining your baddie. Dice says Studio 666. Yes, that's the Foo Fighters movie. It says, I've seen that one and it's fun. It had some great gore. Like there's a scene where a chainsaw came up through somebody's face. It was really good. White Zombie. Yes, that was the name of his group. I remember they used to play. Did he have a song called More Human Than Human? Or is that somebody else? I'm trying to think back to like the 90s and watching MTV in the 90s, because that's like the last time I saw metal music videos. Tony says that Foo Fighters movie sucked and it was called White Zombie. I didn't think that Foo Fighter movie sucked. I think it was a little bit long, but I liked the gore in it. And you know how I feel about gore. Bob says, hey, if Danzig can do it, anyone can. Mm-hmm. Horror Retro says yes. I want a Don, I think you mean Don Henley. Don Henley horror movie, or Sammy Hagar horror film. Oh, D. Snyder. Yeah, you're right, D. Snyder. I was gonna say Dee Snider would have been the pioneer if it wasn't for oh god, what's his name? The dude from Kiss that he was in it was a movie with Tom Selleck and Robot Spiders. And he was a villain in that. And then also Alice Cooper was in Trick or Treat. But yeah, but as far as producing, Dee Snider, yeah, he had a movie called Strangeland. I need to rewatch it. I have not rewatched it since I saw it in a movie theater in the 90s. But I want to rewatch Strangeland. I want to say he might have directed that also, not just produced it. I think he directed it. Why am I not remembering the lead singer of Kiss's name? But he played a villain in a few movies. Although the movie with Tom Selleck is not a horror movie, it's kind of more of a sci-fi action movie. But I remember it. That one sticks out in my mind because my dad took us to the drive-in to see that movie, and I remember being really creeped out by the robot spiders. I just watched the new Firestarter film. Oh, my condolences. I'm not gonna watch that. It's not good as the original, but the score is awesome, and John Carpenter did the score. Oh well, it's John Carpenter. He's very good. He's very, very good with music and movies. Lorden says yes, he did More Human. Great song. Yes, Dee Snider. Runaway. That's the name of the movie. It was Runaway with Tom Selleck and that guy from Kiss, if anybody remembers his name. Dice One says Strangeland. Yeah, at Tony Mann. Horror Rich Truck says, I was about to say Kiss should have done a horror film. Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons were in Trick or Treat. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Why did I think that was Alice Cooper? Then what movie was Alice Cooper in? Because I know he was in a horror movie too. Dice says Alice Cooper was in a vampire movie called Suck. Hard Respect says Gene Simmons. Thank you. I don't know why I could not remember dude's name. But I feel like besides Suck, there's another Alice Cooper horror movie. Can't think of it. But what do you guys think of this movie that we just saw? Did we see the title? Let me see if they showed the title.
What did you do?
Okay, it's called The Breach. I'm not in love with that title. Why did I hit pause? There we go. I'm not in love with that title. It looks like it could be. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with this trailer. It's not making me all that excited. Other than to see what Slash has brought to, being a producer. Horror Respect says Monster Dog. I don't remember I saw Monster Dog, but I did see Prince of Darkness. You're right. He was the homeless man in Prince of Darkness. I knew that he was in something. Yes. Alice Cooper was in Prince of Darkness. Thank you. And Tony T also said Alice Cooper was in Prince of Darkness. Dice One says, how could I forget that? Yes, that too. Tony says, and Freddy's dead. Horror Retro says, I like the vintage. Oh yeah, well, your picture, like look at your default picture. It is super vintage. It feels like that's one of the things that was drew me to your channel is that picture. I literally thought it was a vintage picture. Bob says Fred Durst. What horror film was Fred Durst in? I do not remember him being in a horror film. You got to tell me. Other than Woodstock 99. He was in that horror film. And I don't know if you guys remember Woodstock 99, but that's another, I was watching a documentary about it not too long ago, and that was horrible. Like, not the lineup, what happened at Woodstock 99, the lack of planning. It was basically Astroworld before Astroworld, but less people died. Yeah, it was... I mean, you're talking about porta potty overflowing, fires, lack of food, rioting because they were trying to charge people $6 for a bottle this size of bottled water in the 90s. Just if you ever look up, you want to see some interesting stuff, look up a documentary about Woodstock 99. It was terrible. How did I even get off on that? Oh, I know. I got off the tangent because of Fred Durst, because the people were already starting to, this is side thing. The people are already starting to get unruly and starting to kind of riot. And they told him, the wrong person to ask, to calm the crowd. So, of course, he goes out there and does Give Me Something to Break. That does not calm the crowd. Later, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are on stage, and they are also told to calm the crowd. And one would think, okay, so Anthony Kiedis will go out there and sing Under the Bridge. That'll calm things down. No, they go out there and sing Let Me Stand Next to Your Fire while things are being lit on fire. You know, it was wild. I wasn't there. I was not gonna. I don't go to music festivals because I guess I'm bougie. I don't want to stand in the dirt. I want to go. If I go to a concert, I need a seat that's assigned to me that I can sit in. And indoor bathrooms, air conditioning. Sometimes, you know, I'm not walking around the dirt and getting smashed up against it in musical festivals. I will watch them from a distance. That's why I love that we live in a time period where they can be streamed. Which, by the way, Lollapalooza started yesterday. I think it started yesterday, right? It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Chicago. And I heard that it's streaming on Hulu, so I'm hoping to catch that tomorrow and Sunday. So I enjoy watching festivals that way. back from my tangent about music festivals. All spawning from just someone writing Fred Durst. Bob says the Fanatic was meant to be a horror movie, but it's one of my favorite dark comedies. Yeah, I heard. Well, what makes it comical is what I heard is that John Travolta's portrayal of a person that might be on a spectrum is not quite. It's so they say it's so inaccurate that it's laughable. That's what I've heard. DMC says no shame in that, Dice. Dice says there's a little known film music video that Alice Cooper was in too with Vincent Price. It's called Alice Cooper the Nightmare. That sounds familiar. I wonder if that was ever played on MTV because I feel like that sounds really, really familiar. Harvard Success says I have a Blu-ray copy of MD. Dice says same as well as Slaughterhouse Rock. Well, it's very low shame. Lordran says, and they were playing the porta potty mud. Yes, they were playing in the porta potty mud. Like they were playing in the mud like in original Woodstock, but they didn't realize that the porta potty had leaked into the mud. So they were literally playing in fecal matter. Ugh, I cannot. Maybe that's why I don't like music festivals. Because I heard because during that time period, I was coming out of high school, and all we kept on hearing about with Woodstock 99 was about the mud, the fires, and the SA, because there were people that were camping out in tents and women were waking up with strangers on top of them trying to SA them. And so maybe that has tainted me against going to music festivals because that was during the time period where I was coming of age. That could be it. That could be why I have an aversion to music festivals. Bob says, I thought it was movies they made or were involved in making. I haven't, she continues, seen Slaughterhouse. There you go. And I don't like being outside either. Ozfest is the last one I went to. Alice Cooper also did the theme song to Friday the 13th Part 6. He's back, the man behind the mask. While we're on the subject of theme songs, I remember how jazzed a lot of people that were, I didn't know them before seeing Nightmare on Elm Street 3, but the kids I went to school with that were into Dokken, when they found out that Dokken did the Dream Warriors song, they were really, really souped for that. And the song still goes. Like, it really still goes on its own without the movie. If you enjoy some nonsensical 80s fun with rock and roll thrown in, you may like it at Horror Retrospective. And she says she'll look it up. Welcome to My Nightmare. I still feel like they might have played that on MTV. It was aired on TV. That's why there's no great quality copy of The Nightmare. So I do, yeah, I feel like I have seen that. Like when it originally aired, but not since. Selena's sick. Probably because what we just said about the porta potties in Woodstock 99. Okay. The nightmare was 100% based off of Welcome to My Nightmare. And then Tommy says, I don't like music festivals because of that damn Dave Matthews Band. The only song I know from them is Crash Into Me? That's the only song I know. And I don't really, if I had to choose that style of music, I'm going to choose Jason Mraz over Dave Matthews Band. Tony Man says, and yes, Lala's on Hulu. I'm watching it right now to make sure. Oh, cool. By the way, shout out to BTS. J-Hope is going to be there on Sunday. I always have to do that. It's my duty as an army. Even though I'm kind of a casual army. Like, there's some armies, like, they know everybody's birth date and blood type and that type of thing. I'm not that type of army. I'm the type where I'll stream the music. I'll get the CDs. I will watch the concerts if they're available online. Although there was one that was going to be in Orlando, but, you know, because of Miss Covida, it got canceled. That's the type of way that I support art. I'm not I think it's part of Gen X in me. It's the Gen X in me that refuses to be a stan. No, we don't do that. We'll say we like this artist, we support this artist, but we're not going to. That stan culture stuff is a little weird. Oh, wait. I'm skipping one. Horror Retro says Crash. Stevie Nicks covered it. I'd love to hear that because I love Stevie Nicks' voice. I grew up on that. My mother had Fleetwood Mac albums. Never mind, I'm canceling Hulu now. Why? Why are you canceling Hulu? Who's on the stage that you don't like? You can't cancel it just because you don't like who's singing. Wait 20 minutes, it'll be someone else singing there. All right, let's see what's the next trailer they got for us.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, is it? Wait. I was gonna say, is it gonna be a Airbnb horror movie? Because we have real life Airbnb horror stories. It's overdue for there to be an Airbnb horror movie. Wait, it jumped up before I could click on this. Okay. Stans can be a touch intense. I'm similar to you. Thank you. Yeah, like there's a way to support artists and that's not toxic, because you have to keep in mind they're also people. And whenever I see people like being too much stans, I feel bad for the artist because I'm like, that's scary. That's scary to them when people ignore boundaries because they're still people. Horror Retro says, I love Stevie. Also a child of a mother who adores Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac. It's Hobie with a B. I wish my mom was that cool. Stans are the kind of people who send death threats just because you say something negative about what they love. Yeah, that is so toxic. That's not healthy behavior. If you feel that way, you really should seek therapy, because we all learn in kindergarten that not everyone's going to have the same favorite color. And if somebody likes red and you like blue, that's just what it is. It's going to be okay. You can continue to enjoy blue, even though the other person doesn't enjoy it as much as you. Like, what is not connecting with some of these people? It's really, really scary. I think Shudder had a vlog one about Airbnb. Oh, I should check that one out. Because I like so far I've liked a lot of the original movies that Shudder has had. Jason Mraz over Dave's Step Outside, Lady Shasha. All day, every day. I'm sorry. I cannot get into Dave Matthews music. I'm sorry. You should take my 90s card away because I just never could get into him. Dice says, oh, my parents are essentially former hippies. I guess it comes with the territory. My dad's more on the Stevie Ray Vaughan end of things. Oh, my mother's not former. She still is. I can go into her house and any day of the week, she might be playing AC/DC, which isn't necessarily hippie music, but I don't think it's necessarily like, it's still in a way counterculture. I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading it, but that's the way I kind of look at it. But yeah. Watch out, Lady Shasha and Curly may mollywop you. at Lordran. May, not make. Okay. All right, let's see this Airbnb terror.
Yeah.
This is 476 Bar.
By the way, I'm not going to play this whole thing. I'm probably going to stop at about 9 o'clock, only because I'm getting hungry. This is why I stay on YouTube and not Twitch. I can't do a 5-hour live stream or 6-hour live stream. I don't think I'm built for that. Not until I get like one of those fancy, expensive chairs. I'm sitting in a $30 Walmart chair. I don't have the fancy like gamer chair yet. Maybe if I get one of those and I experience comfort, then I'll stream for hours. But right now, I'm however far we get at 9 o'clock, that's how far we get. Dice says heavy metal hippie. Yeah. Well, before that, it was like, well, the thing I do appreciate about my mother is her diverse musical, I guess, taste. My father too. My father, but he mostly stays in like 2 genres. My father is going to give you roots reggae and jazz music mostly. And like the roots reggae, I probably can quote to you all of Bob Marley's back catalog, Bunny Wailer, who else? I can't remember, but that's him. And then like straight up jazz, like John Coltrane jazz. And then my mother's way more diverse than that. She also plays jazz music, but she will do heavy metal, a lot of 70s rock music, a lot of 80s new wave. She really likes new wave music. And I don't know what genre, I guess adult contemporary is what you would call people like Sade and Enya. Well, Enya is not adult contemporary. I think she is, I don't know what you would call Enya's style of music. I'd have to Google it to see what Enya's style of music is called. But it's like this really cool ambient music. But I'm thankful that I was exposed to so many different types of music. And she even, the other things that I like about when I go to my mother's house is I find out all the samples. Like any hip hop song I like from the 90s, my mother's like, this is this song. This is this original song. This is this original song. She'll play me the original songs that those samples came from that are usually from the 70s. Let me see here. Now you're making me think of Antiviral with all this Stan talk. I didn't see Antiviral. Hard Retrospective says, I get my cool side from my older siblings. They were growing up in the 70s. Oh, that's a cool time to grow up. I was born in the 70s, but my memory of it is mostly just like children's shows. Like I remember Sesame Street, Electric Company, Bloodhound Gang, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood during that time period. There was a show called, I think, Amazing Space Coaster. I feel like that's the name of it, is Amazing Space Coaster. And it had like these, I don't know what do you call characters like Barney, where it's not really a puppet, it's a person inside the suit. It's like the Amazing Space Coaster had characters like that. That would have been like my generation's Barney. Dice says, I've actually done 7+ hour streams. You got to be prepared for that. Oh, wow. Do you have like a music or something that you play when you have to go? Like, what if you have to go to the bathroom? you have like something pre-planned that you can put up there as like a commercial break that allows you to go to the bathroom? Tony Man says, young wife wouldn't do that. Oh, are you talking about, is your young wife curly girl? Because I'm sure I'm the older wife. Dice One says, gotcha, that's still cool. And she says, I'll take it. If you have the rest of the year, maybe Satan Claus will surprise you. And yes, I meant to spell it that way. Oh, I still haven't made usually in September is when I start making my list for what I'm going to do for Christmas horror. And I only do that because there aren't, like, I would do other holiday horror movies, but there was a Hanukkah horror movie that was supposed to come out, but I guess it got canceled. I haven't seen I have seen a few movies that are about jinns, but you won't really find too many horror movies about Muslim holidays. Although, by the way, today is the Islamic New Year. So shout out to anybody that's celebrating Islamic New Year, which will be at midnight. Progressive New Age. Yes, New Age music. That's what Enya would be considered. Dice says, my dad is all about the guitar work. My mom loves Stevie Nicks, Phil Collins, etc. Oh, my mother loves Phil Collins. There's a video she shows me where Phil Collins takes, I don't know how long, when he's singing In the Air Tonight, and it's a live performance, and he's walking around the stage very slowly, and then he finally walks up to the drums just to do the part of the song where it's like do 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 do. And I'm just like, it's kind of iconic the way he did that. He just like slowly walks around the stage singing until he gets to that drum set, and then just sets it off. If you can find that live performance of Phil Collins in the Air Tonight on YouTube, watch that. They say, I suppose that explains my diverse taste in music. I can go from Sade to Beartooth in a matter of minutes. Mm-hmm. There you go. I need your mom's playlist, please. KFC after this, Shasha? Oh, no. I can't do KFC. It's bad enough. You don't understand, DMC. I'm going through changes. I have gained like a good solid 25 pounds during Miss Pandemonium. I know YouTube doesn't like you to say the words, and it's working on my I wouldn't say self-esteem, but my self-confidence, because every time I have to get up to go somewhere, I have to go through the process of seeing what still fits me in my closet. So definitely not KFC. Although it'd be hard for me to turn that down because I know I love food. But what I'm going to have to do is get off my duff and exercise, because I have a very sedentary lifestyle. I'm on a computer all the time. Even when I'm editing, it's always sedentary. So in order for me to get this weight off, I'm going to have to get off my duff and exercise, because I'm don't feel that I overeat too much, because I really don't. But I have eaten a lot of crap lately because of Uber Eats being so practical and convenient. And that's a problem. That is a problem. So I got to work out to drop this 25 pounds because my body doesn't like it. Lorgen says, Antiviral, I love that movie. Mascots, that's what you would call them. Thank you. I don't know why my brain is not functioning today. Oh, it could be the hunger because I didn't eat anything. Well, I ate breakfast, but I didn't have lunch. So that could be why my brain is malfunctioning, because these are words that I should know. But mascots would be the right word that I was talking about. DMC says, that's a good effort. Dice 7+ hours. Yeah. Did you do that on Twitch, Dice, or did you do that on YouTube? Dice says, that's a good question. Yeah, like a will be right back thing at the ready. So far, I've rarely used it. Don't ask me how. Antiviral, in the movie, people can get the disease their celebrities have. And also, oh, that sounds interesting. And also steaks make from their cells. That sounds really interesting. I got to look for that. Is that a recent movie, like from 2017 on up? Or is that older? Dice says, indeed, 100% unintentional, but it worked. I was talking about the chair, but I'll take the other explanation. Oh, okay. Happy New Year to all those who celebrate it. Very cool. Oh, yeah, I've seen the live performance of him walking up the stairs. I mean, he killed it. Yes. Which mom? Our respective. Probably both. Both are mothers. Gee, Shaz, don't be so hard on yourself. DMC was only. I know. I this was not. I didn't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I was just being honest about how I was feeling about that. Cronenberg's kid did Antiviral about 2010 or 11, I think. Oh, is that the same one that did what was that movie where the lady was going into other people's consciousness? And the actress reminds me of Tilda Swinton, but she's not Tilda Swinton. It's one word. It's a one-word title. Possessor. Yes, you got it. Thank you. That was a good one. I like David Cronenberg's child's work so far. All right, let's see what goes on in this Airbnb trailer. This probably
Barbary, right?
Yeah, I'm renting this place.
No, I booked it a month ago.
Are you sure you have the right place?
Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
Why don't you come inside and we'll call these idiots? Why don't you just crash here?
Oh, no.
I better not get dinged for that music.
I don't know if you got a great look at this neighborhood, but I don't think you should be up there by yourself. It's dry and there's a lock on the door. By the way, I'm Keith.
Tess.
You take the bedroom, and I'll sleep out here on the couch.
God.
Well, that's not cool.
Keith?
Don't go in the basement. She really went in the basement. What is wrong with you? I'm gonna keep going. Oh, hell no. No, I'll call the police so they can come and see what's going on there. Well, I wouldn't be down there to begin with. Is she for real?
This process might seem overwhelming, but with a little practice, it can soon become a pleasurable experience.
What's the name of this?
This is perfectly natural.
Okay, why is it called Barbarian? Why is it called Barbarian? That doesn't make sense. Somebody explain that to me. Why is that called Barbarian? Tony says this reminds me of that news story. Are you talking about the one where that lady wouldn't leave the Airbnb? Where this lady had rented out her Airbnb during her vacation. She rented out her house as an Airbnb. And when she came back from vacation, there was a lady still staying there, and she refused to leave after her rental period was up. And the woman was calling the police, and the police were like, well, we can't remove her because after a month she becomes a tenant, so then you have to go to court and do the process of eviction. And the lady put on TikTok the other woman walking around her house looking in her cabinets and saying to her, I'm not leaving. And it's like, how do you just go into somebody's house and then decide that you're not gonna leave? That's just weird. Horror Respect says, sure, that butt stayed on the couch. She went in the basement, bitch. No, exactly. No way, I would not have gone down there. The woman dungeon. I say yes, but I've been disappointed lately in horror movies. This is true. Dice says, oh shit, Justin Long is in this Barbarian too. Oh, so he's just going full Scream King. Okay, Justin. No clue why the title is a thing, though. That's what I'm saying. Like this, there's no reason to call it Barbarian. Well, I guess technically the way they're being treated could be considered barbaric, but why not use that? Why not say barbaric rather than Barbarian? Why don't they go back to movie titles like they did in the 70s? Like if this was in the 70s, it would have been called Don't Go in the Basement, which there is a 70s movie called Don't Go in the Basement, but I'm just saying this would also be called Don't Go in the Basement or Don't Go in the Cellar, or or just don't. Maybe there's a cat named Barbarian. Okay, that doesn't make sense. DMC says she didn't bother to watch Dice's cool video on common horror tropes. Horror Retrospective says Arnold makes a guest appearance. Yeah, this is okay. I'm gonna do one more trailer and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see what they got next, and then August 31st. Well, you just showed us the movie.
It was always just my mom and me to have a family. That's what I really want.
That's a better title. My Secrets Live in the Basement. Than just Barbarian. I'm not even going to remember that title. When I look for that movie again, I'm going to have to Google Airbnb movie. And I know obviously I can't use Airbnb because Airbnb doesn't want to be associated with horror, even though they technically are being. But I don't know. That's not a good title.
No way. I got a cousin. That is the whitest man I've ever seen. He wants to meet up. Oliver?
Cousin Evie.
It sounds so Jane Austen when you say it like that. You know, my mom always wanted to take me to England to learn about our family history.
There's a wedding coming up, actually. You should come.
I would love to, but
Come on, everyone is dying to meet you.
Wow, it's incredible.
I believe this is one of our important guests.
Evie, this is a close friend of the family, Walter DeVille.
Hi.
I just recognized who that is. I mean, pause on her face.
Evie, this is a close friend of the family, Walter DeVille.
Hi.
That's homegirl also from Game of Thrones, the one that got thrown off that wall to like mess with Khaleesi. What's her name? Threw her off the wall. Who was it? Why can't I remember the short hair blonde queen? She threw this lady off the wall that Grey Worm loved. Okay. Dice says, there you go, DMC Campbell. I'm trying to help these people. They don't listen. DMC says, a very fitting title at Horror Retro. And the invitation looks good. Side note, not real DJing. You can't have a laptop and a mixer at the point you're playing your iPod music. Lollapalooza is killing me. Oh. I was wondering, like, what is he talking about? And then I remembered that you were watching Lollapalooza. Miss Sunday. Yes. They're dying to meet you, and that's exactly why I'm not going. Tony Man says, side note, what the F is up with my typing? That could just be, I don't know, could be the app, could be your phone, could be just you're tired. Tony T says, good night, everyone. Bob Gunter says, later, everyone. Good night. After this trailer, I'm getting out of here. So you guys both have a good night. All right, let's watch the rest of this one.
Hi, looking forward to getting to know you better. Evie.
What are you doing down there?
Miss, you should return to your room.
We're all so delighted that you're here.
Which one's the groom?
The groom and his bride will make their grand entrance tomorrow.
That looks pretty.
I can't shake the feeling that everyone is staring at me.
Hello?
You and Walter seem to be getting awfully close, Evie. I'm curious, though. What has told you about us? Ow! Let me see.
Okay. Yeah. That's weird. Oh.
Where are the bride and groom?
As you all know, there has been someone missing from
His
this
eyes
table.
wide shut looking party.
That once broken bond will be renewed tonight. To Evie, my new bride.
I want to go home.
But this is your home. Get up, prepared.
They shouldn't have showed that.
Help me, please.
I'm pausing this right here. They're showing too much, and they shouldn't have shown that because now they ruined that jump scare in the movie. I'm not showing more of this trailer because the movie actually does look interesting, but they should not have shown that. That irritates my life. Don't do that. Don't show those scenes because then it takes away from it when it's at the when you try to watch the movie. DMC says later, Shasha Dice, it was a good to stop by. Did I put that up on the screen? Wait, let me put everybody up on the screen. Tony T saying goodbye. Bob Gunter saying goodbye. DMC saying goodbye. Dice Roland saying goodbye. And Selena saying thank you. I hate when trailers does. Yeah, that's why a lot of times I've taken to only watching the first 30 seconds of a trailer if I feel like they're showing too much because it ruins. Like there was something I was watching recently that if they hadn't shown it in a trailer, it would have been so much scarier. What was it that I was watching? I was The Conjuring. I think whatever Conjuring was, The Devil Made Me Do It. They should not have shown the scenes with the little boy in the trailer. Like they could have shown like the back bed on the table and just left it at that. But when they showed everything else, it kind of ruined it. It ruined a perfectly good jump scare because they showed it in the damn trailer. Tony says, when you sign off, I hope this DJ is still doing her set. Yeah, I'm just now about to sign off. I'm just going to share my screen again and put on my end screen little bumper that I made because I'm so proud of myself that I made this. I have to make a new intro for my other channel live stream, but I'm really proud of this one. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Let me take this off the screen. Selena says good night to everyone. With that, I'm officially out.
Hey. Turn it